Hey, hey, I am pleased to report that this gas fuel generator works like a top now, pretty much. Ended the last video, said let the record show the fuel was at minus 20, now it's at minus 80. And it powers. Let's watch her go. Don't take my word for it. Come on. 9.056 kilowatts. Way up from 6.8 sips of fuel. The trouble is keeping it cool. The trouble is the coolant. My coolant right now, nitrogen, is at minus 22.9, and it doesn't require a lot, but there's no way I'm going to be able to run it constantly because the 22.9, 23 centigrade coolant comes back out at 42. So the difference between this and this would be hard to bridge in real time, I think, without using so much of the power that's generated that the proposition doesn't make any sense. So what I've been doing is topping off the tanks as required, and then running it at night helps too. It's 9 centigrade outside. It'll get down to minus 50. That'll use less coolant. So then, now we have a bunch of hot gas. So we go ahead and pump it out since we're not using the cold tank, which will get warmer quickly. And then we use this hokey little, but very cost-effective for what I need, evaporation and coolant chamber combo, which does a great job for very little power of taking the, I should really fix these up. This, what is it called? This whatchamacallit. This large direct heat exchanger works like a champ, keeping the hot pipe, cooling off the hot pipe and warming up the cold pipe. And I've got free radiators which pick up the temperature of the Mars atmosphere and cool down the ballast here. And all of this adds up to, for 200 kilowatts, continual cooling of the coolant down to minus 25 is the max. So I've got a bunch of it, and it does cool over time, and this thing costs money, costs power, but it seems okay. It seems okay. Now, I don't know how I would automate all of this. I mean, I've been thinking about it, obviously, but that's not our project. Moved the thing outdoors. Yeah, I had to move the walls around and get this thing out of my house because it was heating up my house like crazy. It throws off heat through these windows. And like I say, at night, I can tell a definite difference as it approaches minus 50. It runs with even less coolant, but still, that's kind of a problem. So I did get the temperature down to minus 80 for the fuel to generate 9 megawatts. And I did that using air conditioners, and I've got a whole bunch of fuel, really cold, useful for the generator and the furnace, which is on for some reason. Turn that off. Perfect for those two applications, and just not useful at all for the rocket. My gas-fueled rocket does not accept liquid, and if we cram 40 megs of this freezing cold fuel into a very tiny fuel tank, it turns liquid and everything goes to shit. So I have separate tanks now for the rocket fuel and the not rocket fuel. And my problem is that the rocket fuel tank is empty. I went and got some oxygen ice. I have oxygen ice and volatile ice now. And I used up all my fuel to do it. And I'd make more fuel, except I have plenty of oxygen for now, 5.79 kmols, and I have 0.00 kmols of volatile. So the project at hand then is processing the space ice. I now have a pile of volatile ice to work with, and I have a pile of oxygen ice to work with, and we need a machine capable of breaking that ice apart and getting the gases out. So I got to start on it. I have a box with a couple of doors. Won't really need more than that. I'm not going to make an airlock because the machine is going to filter the ice, right? The machine is going to filter the gases from the ice, and the gases from the ice are not different than the gases on Mars. I'm just going to bring this down one and over one and really would just like to be able to walk in and not get locked out because the chutes. Okay, so I have the centrifuge, which is going to break apart the ice. The ice is going to come in from the silo or silos, we'll see, and get broken up, producing gas, which will be filtered into oxygen and volatiles. That's where I'm at. That's my big plan. Let's work on it. How's your day? How's your game coming along? I confess I've been just a little discouraged by how my game's coming along. It just took a long time to sort out basic air conditioning, even watching the video, even just whatever. But we are back on track with projects that are not that demanding for my little brain. Just do the things, the obvious things. It should be good. Build an airtight house, room, processing area with a vent in it and a centrifuge in it. And power in it. I didn't really consider that soon enough. Which side has the power? The easy power. Right there. Should have ran that wire in. I ran it up to it, and then I got distracted by the frames. Boom. Not you at all. Because we need a piece of wire. Using the wiring tool is good practice when you're running wires. Use the wire cutters. No other devices or powered anythings need to be in here. Simply him. And that's it. That should be it. Where did that iron sheets go? Oh, quasar. There we go. We're done with wire. We're done with the jetpack. We just need a little bit more welding done. Come on, man. And there you have it, I think. There you have it. Gonna get rid of these ice crusher chutes. We don't crush ice anymore. We we centrifuge it. All airtight and ready to rock and roll. I think we should be able to go get some of that space ice. And without an airlock, we'll waste a little bit, but we're not going to plan on going in very often. I got 5 hunks of volatiles, which is what I need. Don't even mess around with the oxygen ice right now. Just go in here. And we don't need this chute at the moment. It's getting in our way. Yes. Go in here. Take a piece of volatile space ice. Why did I take the small one? And start her up. Let's see what we get. We're expecting to see, when that thing gets cooking, that our room will increase with volatiles and not volatiles. Hopefully a lot more volatiles than not volatiles. And there it is. There it goes. And then the question becomes, without any way to process it, what is the pressure going to get? And what's the pressure, maximum pressure for these frames? I know we want frames, not walls, because we are going to generate a bunch of pressure. It'll be fine. Look at that. We already got 43 moles of volatiles. And at a pleasant minus 7.4. Getting warmer, actually, as the centrifuge heats up. All good. All within a reasonable expectation. No big surprises. 36 kPa, and we've already processed a quarter of it. I don't think pressure is going to be a concern, not with volatile ice. Anywho, we're making volatiles into the volatiles pipe. Ready for the volatiles filtering. Gas is going to come in there. It's going to shoot out there. Waste is going to go to the left. We need a passive vent. Not hanging over the side, preferably. Like so. And then we need a filtering machine. That's going to hit that vent. And we need some pipes to make it. And some pipes to feed it. And the venting. Yeah. The venting. Air conditioner. Why did I build an air conditioner? I don't want an air conditioner. Just a minute. Find a spot for that. Hand drill. Hand drill. Filtration. Requires pipes. I know it requires pipes. And then a screwdriver with some cable coil. Okay. Nope. There. And this one is going to do the volatiles. walls. How's our pressure looking? Yeah, pressure's not. I could have two of those running. If I had built the room a little bit bigger, maybe I would have. Okay, and then we just need to power it. Just apply directly to your forehead. Anybody know what that means? Like so. And thus. Not you. Not you. And why would anybody want that on the tab key? I've been thinking about it. I did remap the jetpack over to where I don't have to move my hand to use a jetpack. Let's just assume we need both. And I've been thinking about, having done that, I've been thinking about what would be good. Okay, what would be good is to take this copious output from the filterer. No surprises here, I'm sure. I'm sure there are no surprises. This is volatiles. Yes, lovely. Ooh, turn it off before it pops. Okay, and that goes straight to the volatiles tank. How do I want it? I don't think I'm ever going to need to use the crusher again. But why tear it down now? I have a bunch of why tear it down now out there. I'm not gonna go super high and show you what my base looks like because it's a big mess full of I'll come back laters and stuff. No, it isn't. It's not full of it, but there's a lot of it. How do we do for height? Terrible. Yeah, I was surprised how there, everything works. Everything works. And now pipe network has various and sundry. Yes, yes. Outcomes moles of volatiles. At a comfy zero-ish. Which might be that low because it was pressurized there for a little bit. I don't know, and I don't care. Just so this tank fills with gas, which it is doing nicely. All right, so what do we need to know? We need to know when this thing's empty. I mean, I think that I want to really tightly control the input. I don't want to build two of these. I want to have one of them that does both kinds of ice. And so I don't want to, and I think I don't want to just dump, no, I don't want to dump the rocket payload into the room, because we don't know what we're going to need. Right now we need volatiles, but in a minute we're going to need oxygen, and I don't want an endless queue of volatiles to process before I can get to the oxygen. You know what I mean? So I need some kind of flow control on the outside so that only one piece comes in, and then I know when it's processed and I can choose which kind of ice do I want next. Through this lovely chute. Anyway, there's certainly some refinements that can and should be made. We're not producing any more. No, this thing's done for now. And we're going to wait while it carefully filters out 800 moles of volatiles. I don't think I need to scrub the room. No, I don't need to scrub the room clean, because there's some chance the volatiles will be the next thing that gets melted. And for sure I don't need to scrub out the oxygen, obviously, because in a minute we're going to make oxygen. Let's go ahead and build out the oxygen side of the operation. Piece of cake. It looks exactly like that. Okay, so start by building an air conditioner, then tear it down and make a filter. Shit. Okay, so on this side, we want the vent right here. We want the filter right here. Little pipe, little coil. I said a little coil. Come on, Quasar. What are you doing, man? A little coil with a screwdriver. And a little pipe. And some waste pipe. And an oxygen filter. And how do I want this to look? I want it to look super nice. And I don't know that this is that, but whatevs, right? We're going to run out of insulated pipe. It looks like it's going to be close. Yes, we did run out of insulated pipe. I noticed as I went out to the oxygen ice field that I haven't scanned it, so I got to fire up the Sputnik and get out there and get some good mining stats from our insulated. 9 silicon. I know you guys like to watch me use the furnace. I hate to use the furnace. Never mind watching somebody use the furnace after it's all established. Okay, so all we got to do though is, ooh, and you know what's even less intriguing than smelting is ore acquisition, silicon button. Oh, wait, whatever. Part of the air conditioning function is a lot of cold pollutants, and so I've been watching for opportunities to vent. Ooh, I gotta be sure I'm not doing that right now. I think I left it. To vent the furnace, capture the gases, filter out the pollutants, cool them off, I've been watching for opportunities where the furnace temperature is really low, because it happens from time to time, and it's a lot faster to cool if you start with something coolish, not insanely hottish. So I've been working on that. I made a start on the Spud revival logic. If you didn't watch the previous episode, but you watched the first episode, you'll know. You wouldn't know. Sometimes all the Spuds die. Sometimes you get a really bad hand and all 4 die. And so you can see it there. I've got a new set of chips to program to handle that. Worked on that a little bit. Then went back to struggling. Struggle is real with the atmospheric stuff. It's hard. Interesting. Challenging. Not bitching. I just, not wanting to just watch and do what somebody else did cost me. Cost me some time. And in the end, I just kind of watched YouTube and did what the guy said to do. So, yeah. We want this. One more. Then turn it down. Sure. Just like so. What do we got in our pipe? Now it's nil. We can stop filtering volatiles because there aren't any more to get. And we can put away our silicon belt, which is now empty. And our volatiles belt because we got what we needed from it. And pick up our empty oxygen belt and our full oxygen belt. Our full oxygen belt. And in tests, this melted a little bit differently. It might be a little more exciting. Let's find out. Yeah, see, the pressure comes up quite a bit faster. It melts quite a bit faster. Where's it going? Did I leave that machine on? That one's certainly off. Did I turn this one on? No. Why is the pressure all over the place? 30, 33, steadily going up. I thought I saw it go down for a second. Okay, and he's going to produce, when he gets some power, five cables. Ooh, there's some compelling content. Watching the crafting machine go. I think I may have some. I know I have a little. I don't think I have enough. Done with you. Done with turn you on, and then when we wait for it to boot, turn off the last thing we did. That's how it rolls, how we roll. Cable coils, extra cable coils. Oh, look it. And then I kind of clued into this idea. Turn the thing off, and it'll make a few more, but it won't just run forever, which is a lot nicer than not making any more, and it's certainly a lot nicer than coming back and having the whole house full of steel plates. Not that I would know anything about that. Okay, so you need to just wire up to you. Yeah, that'll be beautiful. And by that I mean kind of sucky. I should have put that right in the corner. Whatever. Whatever. It's almost dinner time. What are you having for dinner? I'm having leftover spaghetti, which is delicious. Right in the corner, like a champ. Boom. Let's cook. Let's filter some oxygens. How's our pressure? Oh, it's getting up there. 200. 14 moles of oxygen. What is up with that? It's slow as dirt. I don't know what's going on. Let's go ahead and take what we can get. Didn't I hook it up right? Apparently not. Pressure is building. It should be building that way. Not into the ice machine. You were at home, you're like, what is he doing? The good oxygen. This is the nitrogen. This is all fucked up. Boy, howdy. That's like, if you weren't watching, I'd probably reload. So stupid. Now our nitrogen crushing pipe. Fix that right now before we do anything else. There. If we want to crush nitrogen, we put nitrice in the nitrogen crusher, and out comes either nitrogen or, depending on how it's set up, right now I just said enough with the nitrous oxide, but I can close this and open this, and then nitrous oxide comes out, and it's a big pain in the ass. So that's a topic for another day. Meanwhile, never give up. Oxygen comes out of the oxygen crusher or from a pipe. It's gonna... I should have put the oxygen on this side. Is it too late? And then I wouldn't have to cross the pipes and have it look even worse than it's gonna. Is it too late? Either destroy all this pipe or pump it down, or simply don't even worry about it. What do you think? What do you think's the best answer? What do you think's the fastest answer? What do you think I'm going to do? If you pick schlock it, you would be correct. One thing about spaghetti, it's quick to lay down, usually. Can be slow to fix, it, but who really cares anyway? I need more pipe to make this long run. I need 2 or 3 more pieces. Yeah, that was I kind of saw it coming. As I'm cooling down my fuel, I'm like, I could probably make this too cold and then cause problems. And that's exactly what I did. Cables. We were making cables. We need more pipes. Perfect. 15 it was. Nope, it was 17. Still just perfect. Don't stop for steel. How about one of these 200-gram ingots? Two to get to finish the build. Or I could just run it into the into the nitrogen ice crusher. That's so stupid. Okay. Well, that doesn't look too... What do you think? On a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being crooked as a dog's hind leg. Okay. Oxygen goes from the oxygen filter into the oxygen system, where it doesn't need to be filtered because there's no nitrogen coming. I'll get there. What did I tell you? I'm not terribly great at this game, but I'll get there. Right into the oxygen pipe. Boop, boop-a-doop. You guys are making me nervous watching me. Let's go get some more insulated pipe, shall we? I'm just glad I didn't have to stop and mine silicon or something. Okay, so what else? I wrote down all the little projects for the last podcast, last episode. What were all the projects? told you about needing to... Come on, I know it's here. Did I delete my little stupid notes? Projects. Fix the potato situation for complete failure. Get space oxygen ice. I went ahead and did that. Rocket programming. Oh man, that's going to be fun. Melt the space ice, make the gas. Cool fuel. I did that. Ore centrifuge. Someday we're going to do the ore centrifuge. And then, yeah, I ended the last list with, but for now, we're going to make tremendous amounts of power. And as promised, I got there. As I recall, there was at least a couple moments of stupidity, but we got there. A piece of pipe right there. From the pipe, the oxygen filter into the oxygen tank. Like a champ. I don't know why there's so very little oxygen to be had, though. You know, it's a big chunk of ice, wasn't it? I know I let a lot of it out the door. There, look at all those moles of oxygen. Let's get out of here before we waste them all. I could afford to put airlock in there, but this is all just test. This is fine. I don't care. Just so it works at all. Just so it works at all and goes to the right pipes, the right tanks. Okay. Fuel gases from space ice. How much should we get from our little test? 3.12 kmols. That's enough to make fuel, baby. Let's go ahead. Got to be a little bit careful about this now. I screwed it up last time. We have been producing in the mixer furnace gas. Which is not what we want to be doing. We want the mixer to be producing rocket gas, which is almost completely out. 100 kPa is out. And so with that open, I moved the analyzer. I really think we're going to start making some rocket gas when we turn it on. I think this rocket gas pipe. Look at it steadily increasing. Look at that remainder. I had some super cold in there and it's warming up nicely. I don't know how warm it has to be. I know it can't be minus 80. I had some trouble earlier when I used up all of the volatiles. I saw, or maybe I used up all the oxygen. Anyway, I don't want that mixer running when one of these runs out. I want to know with confidence that it's going to make the perfect mix. Oh, come on, man. The perfect mix. That's nothing close to the perfect mix. Well, it's close, but it's not right. Stop with the mixing. Why is it doing that? I mean, we started off, I know that the old mix was wrong. Anyway, we don't have very much of it. We need a turbo pump, which we left inside. I want to see this work and work properly once, because I did have to jack it around to have two different outputs. I haven't ever really tested it, so let's test it now. Let's use the turbo pump and the passive vent that we don't have. No, we got it right there. To empty that pipe, empty that tank. The mixer's off, so nothing's going to prevent us or nothing's going to go wrong if we vacuum out this whole fuel pump or fuel pipe situation, right? We're gonna T with a wrench off of this pipe into a turbo pump, because we don't have all day. Come on. It goes that way. The knobs are on top. And then to a whatever pipe with a passive vent and some power to it. Shooting out that way. Do it as fast as you can. As fast as you can. Blow out the 6732 mix. And meanwhile, let's get some more oxygen. No, let's get some more volatiles. I wasn't sure about the production of oxygen from the ice, but look at it, it's going up good now. Works a lot better when you keep the door closed, when you don't let it all go out the door, I think. Okay, we're down to nil. So we won't waste any more of that power. And we have plenty to do what we want to do for the moment, which is mix 2.4 kmols of volatiles with an appropriate amount of oxygen to produce 66.3, 33.7 perfectly mixed rocket fuel. I was pleased to get this power generation problem solved. And we're down to the edge. How are we doing over here? Plenty cold. Plenty cold. Now, I don't need to open this to get the fuel. No, we just push the button. Come on, just push the button with confidence. Push it again if you have to. Fill up the tank, the electrical tank. And meanwhile, we're waiting for this pipe to pump out, which it did. We can just leave it alone. And then, yes, yes, yes. We're all set to start filtering or mixing 67. Why is it 67? I'm not so worried about it for the furnace, but I would like this to be the perfect mix for the... This hasn't changed. These monitors haven't changed. Is it because the temperature's in flux? But it really isn't. I don't know what went wrong, why this is behaving so badly, because it has been and should be and would be perfect. I mean, the stuff's going to burn. The rocket's going to go. I'm not, it, it bothers me. It doesn't bother me so much that it's going to stop me. But I would like to be able to explain it, and I just can't. There's no good reason. Look at it, the mix. 67. Well, no, but this chip is supposed to and does. This chip right here has code to consider the temperature of the gas as it aims for 66.3 and 33. It considers the temperature of the gas and should be perfect. The chip's up. The code's right. The output is not. And I don't know why. All right, well, that's an episode. That is 52 minutes of me hacking around. I'm going to fill this tank full of fuel. Then I'm going to cool it because 2 degrees above is not good. And I've got a whole cooling operation up here that worked the last time I touched it. I've got pollutants at a nice cold temperature, getting colder all the time. Especially when I turn this thing on, that's the waste pipe here is going to be cold, which is going to allow this device to cool its stuff, which is going to allow this device, so this is going to remain cold, which is going to allow this device to work quite nicely to cool off. No, I got it backwards. I was jacking around over here. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, I've got a couple air conditioners cascading that will cool the fuel quite nicely. Let's just give it a rip right now. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? It'll go down to minus 100 and we'll die. I want to aim for minus 20. That's good. Whoa. How did that get so big? How did that number get so big? I think this is the not... No. Whatever. Look at the temp drop on that. The temperature's dropping fast, and it's interesting to think about why couldn't I cool in real time? Why couldn't I cool in real time this exhaust gas with enough air conditioners? But I think it's just, the answer is, well, you could try it, but the energy efficiency would be terrible. I think what I'm doing right now might be, I don't know. It's very it's very energy efficient, and it's sufficient for my needs. Look at that thing stack up. Of course, the sun's up, so that's part of why the batteries are loading up so nice. So I don't know. As I think about the role playing, the base cannot lose power. I think for the role playing, the answer is, and the last thing he did was he built a whole bunch of solar so that it would never run out of power. I think that this was me goofing around. Way more interesting than building more solar right now. The role playing. And then he put a rocket into space with fuel cooled to -20. Gonna need a lot more than that. And we're out. But we are out of volatiles, but what we won't be doing is going out into the dirt anymore. Not that one. That, I'm sure, is volatile ice. I'm sure of it. The little belt was oxygen ice, and the bigger one, that's oxygen ice, and we want to make volatile ice. We want to make volatile ice. Or volatile gas. We are done making oxygen gas. In the room is not much anything. And we're wasting our energy getting... Are we ready to? Aren't we ready to never come back in here? Not quite, but almost. All right, that's good for now. Thanks for watching, and we will play again soon.